interesting. What happens in your second verse, is what I get to in a second, is he basically sees the apparition of Saint Jacques or Saint James. And St. James is all about, like, there was this really famous, in Spain there's this really famous pilgrimage that we do to St. James, which I think is interesting. So I kind of wanted to make this a little bit about, like, a journey, right? It's both emotional and spiritual journey, and then we can see that in your physical movement, which is great. I think that was great, to just slow down and then kind of eventually come here. And once you get here, just stop, and a lot of the story is just kind of, it's a big thing, So it's a bit of a standard thing, but that's okay. Once we get to the Livre de tout regret humain, that goes back to, like, I'm placing all of my trust in you. And finally, when he says this, I will be free from all human regret. Mm-hmm. And that's a very powerful moment, and it's like a turning point for him, right? Because what does he do right after that? Which is back to the pleading, O souverain, right? But even though it's the same melody, the same words, we have to think of it a little bit differently, and it helps to think like, okay, he's taken on all of this. Not only have I killed the father of my love, but I'm also about to go into war and kill a bunch more people. I guess all in the name of the king, but all of these regrets, like, I give up to you, please pardon me. It's almost as if it's, his final wishes, or final, confessions or anything. Right. So once you get to kind of, you're down here. When you say that, I want the Livre de tout regret humain. I want those words to create an impulse that you just turn. Okay, so we're facing this way. Yeah. And then, just kind of turn. Mm-hmm. And, the aria is very slow, so it doesn't have to take, you don't have to turn very quickly. But free from all of these human regrets. And then it's like you turn to God with a different perspective than when you first. First it was like, I'm so broken, please help me. Yeah. Now it's like, I'm ready to give up everything. All I need is your guidance right now. I need to welcome me home. So that's kind of the lead. Then you have the oh juge again.
You want to start at the top there, or what?
We can start. What about je vais?
Yeah.
How long? Yeah, you can kind of be down here.
Je vais où voilà mes réclames, libre de tous regrets humains. Ô souverain, ô juge, ô père, ta seule image dans mon âme, que je remette entre tes mains.
Nice. Then you have a little bit of the.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I really like that. That was profound.
Good.
So when you finish that, you're facing here a little bit. But again, then I place myself in your hands. So not a huge gesture, but a little bit of like a bow, right? Not a full change of gesture. A little bit of just like, again, the submissiveness of it. Right. This prayerful, spiritual, whatever. And then what happens in the score, so not in your solo aria version, but in the score is what happens is then we start to hear a chorus of heavenly angels sing. Right. And then literally the voice of Saint James actually go to your second verse, which is all about, like, oh, I see the heavens. You know, that, you can think of that as, like, you're seeing this St. James vision, right? And so, just pick a spot where his vision's going to be. Just like out there. So, as you start singing, it's like something catches your eye, you slowly lift, and then up here, and then just this is the vision, right? And that's kind of where you sing your second verse too. So you can start, and just throughout the verse, you can like slowly, even slower than your first one, just slowly kind of make your way out.
During that little instrumental.
Even while you're singing.
Singing this.
So you have your bow down here for like 2 measures or so.
Okay.
And then here you're going to hear that kind of glittering,
Right.
like angelic sounds in the treble. And so once you kind of get to O firmament, that's what catches, so these sounds are what catches your ear, your eye. And then stay here for a while, just kind of, I don't really know what I'm seeing yet.
Right.
You know, what is this happening? And then throughout the verse, you can kind of make your way over.
Yeah.
So let's try just from Que je remets. Is that okay?
Que je remets entre tes mains. Ô firmament, azur, lumière, épris de l'eau, penchez sur moi. C'est le soldat qui désespère, mais les chrétiens gardent sa foi. Tu peux venir, tu peux paraître, parole du jour éternel.
Yeah, we can take a second there. That was really good. So don't cheat yourself out a little bit this way, so you don't
Yeah,
pull
yeah.
out after all
Right.
this. Right. That was great. And then when you have a little bit bigger of a space, you can still walk even slower. Like you can, I mean, that whole time, because you're talking about, oh, so now you have heard that St. James is going to save you and that you're
Yeah.
going to win. So now it's all about like, oh, this bright new dawn is happening, and I'm going to win, and everything's going to be okay.
Right.
But again, you still, because from your entire journey, what has happened, you can't forget